Hello, my friends. Welcome to my channel today. I have a brand spanking new video to share with you. It is for the Coco Vanilla Studio design team, and I use the Wild at Heart collection. And I really don't think I'll ever get sick of this collection. As long as I have the papers, I'm going to use them. But I'm going to be honest, I'm starting to really run low. So, like, I've made so many layouts with this collection, it's unreal. I think probably the most I've ever made in my life. So I knew going into this that I wanted to create kind of like a different background for me. So I'm layering papers and I'm using that gorgeous floral as my main accent. Then on top of that, I layered the blue and the navy floral, and it's the vellum sheet, and that's the first time that I'm using it. Then on top of that, I use like that gray wood grain. And then on top of that, I added some white cardstock. So I layered them so that they were kind of staggered. As you can see, it's not like a straight border all the way around. It's kind of off, and I purposely meant to do that. And there you saw me cutting off the excess. And I had to use a scissor to do that because, and you guys know the way I feel about scissors. I could not draw a straight line with a ruler if I wanted to, let alone cut a straight line with my scissors. But I had to because it wouldn't fit in my trimmer. That's the first thing. Second thing is I realize now that I just wasted so much paper in the layering process. I don't know, I was just working away. I didn't even think twice, and I could have easily gutted the centers of those papers and just created like faux borders and that weren't actually layered, you know what I mean? Anyway, too late now. But I'm matting my photo, and this photo is of my little meatball, and I used the vellum again, and I'm using another floral. And she's eating an ice cream cone here in the messiest way possible, and she's got it everywhere, and it's all over her bib, it's all over her face, it's all over her hands, but it's cute, and I documented it, and I documented it, and I'm happy that I did. So I'm sorry for the glare. I have to say first off, my photo is not glossy, but because I have the lights overhead, like right overhead where I film, it creates a major glare, so that's kind of sucky. Sorry about that. So I know that I'm going to use the veneer, the wood veneer, as my title, so I went with Love You. And so I still have a lot of wood veneer because you get a lot in the pack, and that's the title that I went to. I probably have 17,000 other layouts called Love You or somewhere I love you, or you know, some derivative of that, but I decided to go with it anyways. And you guys know the way I feel about chipboard frames, so I know that I want to create my clusters using the wood grain frames because I love, not the wood grain, the chipboard frames, because I love them so much, right? So going into this, I knew I wanted to use a lot of floral. I had to. Like, I mean, come on, right? And so I picked the floral chipboard frame, and I also am pulling out that navy. So this collection has a lot of like deep reds and kind of like burgundy-esque tones to it. But I thought in this aspect, because there was so much of it on that floral paper, that I was going to pull out the blues and make the navy my, I guess, secondary color, right? Other than all that red. So there I just glued my frames in place. So the bottom one, the floral one, the larger one, I just glued directly down. And the second one, the smaller one, I took my foam and just popped it up because one of the other sides, like it was where it was going to sit, was higher. So the other side had to be balanced. And so here I'm spraying the wood veneer, and you could paint these, you could color them with markers. I, in this case, am using, right now the white is my Dilutions ink spray in, I believe it's called Linen. And now you're going to see me take my Heidi, what's it called? Heidi Swap Color Shine in the Peacock, and I'm gonna spray that on top. So I wanted a more blank canvas than the wood was giving me, so that's why I went with the white at the bottom. And then once I sprayed that beautiful peacock color, it became like galaxy. It, like, you guys know what I'm talking about, like the universe, the dark navy blue universe with white speckles, which would be the stars. It turned out really cool, and I'm really impressed with that effect. And I might do that again. I'm gonna have to do that again because I just love it so, so much. So those are drying off to the side. I did use my heat gun for that, but because I wasn't using them right away, I decided to just let them dry completely off to the side instead of like maybe warping them, or in my case, because I don't realize that I'm stronger than I think I am. I break things all the time. Yeah. So I'm taking another frame, so a third frame, and this will be my third piece in my cluster. And I am going to create something in the bottom right, so you'll see. So here I'm going to go through the ephemera and choose things that I feel fit well with the layout. There's a lot of things that I wanted to use, but they just weren't the right color scheme. They were either like the corally color that's in the collection, or like the deep aqua and stuff, but I just didn't go with it because I really wanted the navy and the red. So I picked some of the neutrals, so things like the, you see there that I put at the bottom, that little flag that says sweet. So that was like, it's great, right? So it went well. And what am I doing here? I'm gluing. So I'm going to glue my title down. And I originally in that frame wanted to put that quote that you originally saw. It's from the cut apart sheet, but I didn't end up going that route because it was also it was also floral patterned, and it was just way too much floral. I couldn't. So now I'm just going to work on my embellishing. So this is relatively easy as far as embellishing goes, because you guys know I'm very heavy-handed when it comes to embellishing. I go through 63 packs of ephemera per, collection, because it's like, give me all the ephemera on one layout. But in this case, it was pretty light. If you guys know my style and you guys follow me and watch my videos, you'll know that I'm really big on embellishing. But this was relatively simple and minimalistic, as per I usually do. Someone looking at it might be like, what? It's not minimalistic in the slightest. But if you know Lina, you know that Lina's heavy-handed. And so this is very minimalistic for me. But I also wanted to let the background papers do all the talking. So now I'm going through the rest of the ephemera and pulling out like the more navy pieces. So I have that beautiful U. I still have the wood veneer heart there. I'm still adding bits and bobs. Bits and bobs? Do I say that? Am I one of those that says bits and bobs? Today I am. So, I'm just going through and choosing pieces that I feel will work with the collection. A lot of pieces I wanted to use, I just couldn't. They weren't going to work with what I was creating and the idea I had flowing in my head. My juices were flowing, and they just weren't working with those pieces of ephemera. But they will go on other ones for sure. Other layouts, I should say. So now I'm going through the sticker accents, and I love these. So just adding bits and pieces behind my photo. I'm taking care of some silver thread, and I'm going to create a little bit of a nest. Are they called nests? I don't know, a ring of thread? I don't know. Just to where my flare button is going to sit. And I just choose the one that says hello. And I needed more red, so I chose that pennant saying there that says my darling. And I'm just choosing pieces here. Who knows what I'm doing? Oh, I'm doing a Starbucks. I'm taking a Starbucks break. My husband had come to my craft room, and he's like, I brought you something. And I'm like, yeah, just put it on the table. He's like, no, look. And it was a Cool Lime Refresher. He knows exactly the way I like it. Extremely light ice, no water. I like it strong. It keeps me up for days, but whatevs. And yeah, so I was like, yes, do the Starbucks Happy Dance. Because you can never go wrong with the Starbucks Happy Dance. Yeah. So here I'm going in with the tiny words, and my love for the tiny words is unreal. My layouts are not complete unless I have the tiny words. They kind of act as my journaling because I do not journal on my layouts. If there's something I need to document, it's said on the back. I repeat myself in every video, but I'll repeat myself again because just in case there's someone new watching, I don't journal on my layouts because I do not like my writing, and I'm always fearful that I'll mess up my layout. So I leave the journaling on the front to the brave ones. That's not me. So yeah, I think this is pretty much it for the layout, other than these chipboard hearts that I'm adding. And see, pretty minimalistic, right? I did pretty good, guys. There will be still pictures. Oh yeah, I go in with the enamel, all the enamel dots. I add quite a few of the lighter blue in all the shapes. I think I add all of them actually. In and around my page, under my matting, under like just everywhere. On top of things, in corners, you know, everywhere. So that's pretty much it for my layout. I'm finishing up here. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for the stills at the end of the video. Don't forget to give my video a thumbs up and subscribe if you already haven't. Have an awesome day, guys. Love you all. Bye.